Would I recommend it to someone? Yes, but I can't think of a good reason why. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm a marketing director.
Marketing director.
Yeah, in
Okay.
retail.
In retail. So
The trades, are a good alternative if you're not going to go to college.
Right.
Because
And I've been a sole proprietor.
Nice.
So when I get paid, it's mostly cash.
interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So what do you do for a living?
I own a yoga studio and a wellness center.
Nice. You're the second yoga instructor I met today.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm doing my first public interview where I'm asking the neighbors here in Greenwich, Connecticut, what they do for a living, what's the average annual salary for what they do, does it require a degree or not, what type of skills, and any advice they have to give to us if you're interested in this career field. So guys, give the video a thumbs up right now or at some point in the video. Click the subscribe button and turn your notification on so you can know whenever I post videos like these. And let's just go see who we can find out here today. Let's go. Nice to meet you. What's
Nice
your name?
to meet you. My name is Bartholomew McHale.
Bartholomew. So
Call me Bart, please.
Bart. So I ran into Bart at the park, and we're gonna ask him what he does for a living. If he's retired, what did he do?
I am retired. I've been retired for 10 years now. And I used to work for a reinsurance company. We insure insurance companies. All the really big stuff.
Nice.
Any big news item that you might read about where insurance would be involved, chances are we're behind it. The insurance companies pay for it and then they peel off some of the business to us.
Okay.
So I was in that for, from 1978 to 2005 or so, six.
Okay.
And I used to commute to New York. It was dreadful. And then I changed my jobs and I commuted all the way downtown to New York. So,
Okay. So pretty much you lived in the Greenwich area.
I lived in the Greenwich area, yes, for
Okay.
most of my life, yes.
And at the peak of that pretty much career, how much is the average salary for someone?
Well, you have to adjust it for 2023.
2023,
Okay,
yeah.
so I would say about 60,000.
60,000.
Yep.
Okay.
Not a lot.
Right.
I understand, but you live within your means. You do all right. But and what would I recommend to anyone? Like I told you, I would say, well, reinsurance. It's a safe industry. I have to say, you'll do all right. And I don't really. But it can get squirrely sometimes depending on how big some of the losses are and how
Right.
much. So it has its moments when you're kind of holding your breath.
Right.
Would I recommend it to someone? Yes, but I can't think of a good reason why. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
but I just wouldn't. I can't think of a
Yeah.
reason why.
And my last question would be:
Shoot.
Does it require a degree or like a certificate to do this?
Actually, I graduated high school. I attended University of Dayton for 2 years. Didn't do too well, and I left after 2 years. And a degree helps very much so in any field. I don't care, basket weaving. You get a degree. That's always a good thing. But yes, a degree would help in this particular field.
Okay. Nice chatting with you.
Nice chatting with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Have a nice day.
You too. So guys, it's a beautiful day. Yes, it's sunny, but it is freezing. It's about 40 degrees, so I'm freezing myself off, my butt off for you guys, and hopefully we get some good interviews. I'm just gonna wait in one spot and then move around to, catch the people. Hi, how are you?
Hi.
What's
Good.
your name?
Sarah.
Sarah. Nice to meet you. I just ran into Sarah. So now we're gonna ask her pretty much what does she do for a living?
I'm a marketing director.
Marketing director.
Yeah, in
Okay.
retail.
In retail. So how long have you been a marketing director in retail?
Only a year.
A year?
Yeah, but I've been at the same company for 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
So pretty much, where did you start off in the company then?
I was a coordinator.
coordinator.
Yeah.
And to do what you're doing, does it require a degree? I'm guessing a marketing degree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I think you could probably get into it maybe with some certifications and just having a bit of background. But I do have a marketing bachelor's.
And what advice can you give the viewers if they want to get into this field?
Great question. I think just try to find some experience. So even if you don't have the marketing degree, but you might have something else, or you're transferring those skills, find some experience, whether it's creating your own brand or interning at a brand. Yep, love an internship. Or just reaching out and figuring out what are your transferable skills and how can I dip my toe in the marketing world.
Right. And I'm sure you interned. Where did you intern?
Good question. I interned at Juicy Couture. Do you remember them?
I remember the name.
Yeah, the brand. They made like the velvet tracksuits. And Estee Lauder companies.
Nice. You had two internships.
Yeah, and a small one my senior year of college with this guy who kind of became my mentor at the time.
A mentor. Nice. And what university or college?
Suffolk University in Boston.
Okay. So she mentioned the word mentor, which I'm just going to quickly just try to get into. Do you recommend someone having a mentor when trying to get into some type of career?
Totally. Yes. Yeah. And I think, choose someone or try to find someone who you guys get along well, but someone who also will push you and give you the honest truth.
Nice. All right. Well, we're going to leave it there. We're going to thank her for, stopping by and on to the next.
Awesome. Thank you. So nice.
Nice to meet you.
Tom.
What's your name? Tom?
Yeah.
Okay. So my first question for you, Tom, is what do you do for a living?
I'm semi-retired.
Semi-retired.
My career has been in environmental consulting,
Nice.
doing hazardous waste work.
Interesting. So to get into that field, does it require a degree?
Yes, but not necessarily in geology.
Okay.
There are environmental sciences throughout.
Okay. And how long were you in this field for?
32 years.
32 years. Wow. And basically, at the peak of your career, what's the average salary for someone in that field?
That's hard to say.
Hard to say. In
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
I went on my own.
Okay.
And I've been a sole proprietor.
Nice.
So when I get paid, it's mostly cash.
Interesting. Okay.
But nowadays, I would think that college recruits are getting 50 grand.
50 grand. Okay. And is this a field that you recommend the viewers to look at to get into?
Oh, I certainly do.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been very fulfilling for me.
Nice. And one piece of advice for someone trying to get into this field?
Just show an interest in the environmental sciences.
Interesting. Nice.
Yeah.
And quick question, did you get a degree, and what school did you go to?
I went to college in Wisconsin, and I got a degree in geology, but most of my career I was working for large engineering companies.
Nice. Guys, thanks for having them to stop by, and on to the next person.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you. So as you guys see so far, two people that I remember to ask the salary that they made, they were in the $50,000, $60,000 range, and both of these individuals were retired. So that's to say, back then, maybe in the 80s, early 90s, that was a reasonable amount to make, in that time period. Today, we're always trying to expect a six-figure number, like 120,000, 130,000, maybe even more.
This is the starting salary
For certain careers, but that seemed to be the norm back then. Now, let's just see if we could catch some more people. And yeah, I'm freezing my fingers off, but I'm doing it for you guys. So hi, what's your name?
Charlie.
Charlie?
Yeah.
Okay, so I just met Charlie, and we already got into what he does for a career. He's an electrician? Electrician. Yeah. So go on to say what you were going to say.
Well, the trades are a good alternative if you're not going to go to college,
right?
Because you could always manage to do something. You could take that with you no matter where you go in the country.
True.
And it also gives you, when you're working in the trades, no matter what it is, whether it's a plumber, electrician, a tile guy, putting ceramic tile in, and bathrooms and kitchens. When you're working around all these people, after a while, you get to master what it is you're doing, but you also can see, because they're working just feet away from you,
Right.
what they're doing, and you also have an idea of how to perform their job as well.
Right.
Like with me, after about 10 years in the business, I started, after working around everybody, throughout all of the carpenters and everybody, you got a general idea on how to do these things.
How to
Like
do
replace a kitchen,
Right.
redo a bathroom, like they do on those TV shows that you see all the time on
Right.
DIY, do it yourself. So you can carry all of this over out of the job spectrum and into a personal thing of yours where,
Right.
your
own business.
well, not only that, but you may say you want to buy a house. It doesn't have to be perfect.
Right.
You may want to buy a house
Right.
that's a mess and make
Fix it up yourself.
make it whatever you want it to be. Because no matter what you do to a house, people come in, oh, the house is really nice, but I wish the kitchen had this instead of what's here, or
Right.
the bathroom, I wish it had this instead of what's there.
Right.
So what you could do is as yourself going out and buying something, you could say the same thing about whatever house you're looking at.
Right.
That's
So,
right.
so my question is, like, you are an electrician in Connecticut.
In New York.
In New York, that doesn't require a certain type of certificate depending on state.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to get, after a while, you go through an apprenticeship program, then you have to take a test
Right.
to be a master mechanic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's stages.
Yeah.
And what's the average annual salary for someone that's an electrician?
That's pretty tough to answer because everybody pays differently. But
Right.
generally, in an area northeast, in Connecticut, tri-state area, I would have to say probably an average salary, maybe for somebody. If you're just an electrician, because some people have foreman skills, so that's you're telling a crew of people what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're just a regular electrician, I would have to say maybe your salary would be roughly about maybe $30 an hour, maybe a little bit more, $35 an hour, around there.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
And especially, okay.
Yeah. And you can always, I'm retired right now, so once you retire, people they find your electrician. Oh, I got something on my head. You didn't come over and look at it.
Side thing.
Yes, you can make like a little money on the side doing things here and there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for stopping and answering some questions.
Yeah.
All right.
Very good.
Have a nice
okay,
day.
you too.
Thanks.
All right.
So, guys, I like that I'm running into people with just a wide spectrum of careers, from blue collar to even white collar. It's something that a lot of us out there maybe and should be open to. Not everyone needs to get a degree. Some of us could just get, like I say, a certificate and a skill and be an electrician, a plumber. Those fields pay well and are respected. So look into it, go online based on your state and see what's required to get into, certain blue collar jobs. So nice to meet you. What's your name?
Julia.
And what do you do for a living?
I'm a social worker and a
Nice.
yoga teacher,
Nice.
and I run nonprofit organizations.
Very nice. The last part, I have a question personally to ask, but to be a social worker, does it require a degree?
It does.
Yeah.
A master's degree.
A master's?
I mean, sometimes people refer to social workers as like social service people, but really to be a social worker, you need a master's in
And
social work.
you're a social worker here in Connecticut or New York?
That's a complicated question.
Okay.
Because I got my license in New York, but I'm actually going to be working in Connecticut.
Okay. And how long have you been doing social work?
A lot of years.
A lot of years?
Yeah.
And in the peak of this career, what's the average annual salary for someone in that field?
That's really hard to say because I'm now in administration,
Okay.
and it's not really a social work per se
Right.
job. So I don't know, it really probably 60, 70, 80,000 and up.
Definitely based on the state ranges.
Yeah, the state and the type of work you do, whether you work in a hospital or a nonprofit community organization, how much experience you have.
Okay. And you said that you're a yoga instructor. How long have you been doing that for?
So 20 years.
20 years? That's a long time. That means you're an expert. I've tried yoga maybe 2 hands, about maybe 10 times, let's just say, and it's difficult. I've done hot yoga, different types.
You have to find the kind that works for you.
Yeah, it's definitely a workout if you really get into it. And the last part, you mentioned a nonprofit. Now, what exactly is your nonprofit, or what you're a part of?
Well, I've done consulting work and run as an executive director a lot of different nonprofits, and I'm just about to join a new nonprofit in Connecticut. I don't want to say yet because I don't want to jinx that it's about to be formalized this week. But I mostly work with older people and run organizations, social, community-based organizations that help people keep active and healthy, which kind of goes along with my yoga training as well.
Nice. Well, thank you for stopping and answering a few questions, and we're going to move on to the next person.
Good luck to you.
Thanks.
All right, thanks.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Deanna.
Deanna.
Nice to meet you.
Deanna, are you a local here in Greenwich?
I live in Greenwich, like on the Westchester border.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what do you do for a living?
I own a yoga studio and a wellness center. Yeah.
Nice. You're the second yoga instructor I met today.
Yeah.
And to be a
Off
yoga
on a beautiful Monday afternoon.
right. And to be a yoga instructor, does it require a degree, a certificate, or just self-taught?
Yeah, it requires at least a minimum of 200-hour teacher training. Many yoga teachers go on to do 300 and plus teacher trainings. But yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And at the peak of a yoga instructor's career, what's the average annual salary someone can make?
Average annual salary at the peak.
It depends on, I guess, how many
varies.
classes.
Yeah. That varies. Definitely. Gosh.
Do you have your own studio?
I have my own studio.
Nice.
Yeah, and so many of my teachers are super part-time, doing it around their kids and their their lifestyle. Do it because they love it and being in service.
Okay.
So not so much for the salary, but of course they can make a great living teaching yoga as well if you do it more full-time.
Nice. And my last question is, any advice you have to give for someone that may want to get into that field?
Into the fitness industry or yoga?
Yoga, yeah.
Yeah, be a sponge, continue growing, learning, taking courses, self-development. Everything that's in the service industry requires a level of wanting to be of service and really giving back, paying it forward, and not doing it for the right reasons.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for stopping and answering some questions, and we're going to move on to the next person.
Awesome. Have a great day. Enjoy the sunshine.
Yep. So, first public interview done. I think I did well. Comment below what you guys think, how I did, anything I could improve on. Sure, I missed out some questions with certain individuals, but as I do more and more interviews, I would get better. So, guys, give this video a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and stay tuned for some more videos.